Hello to all Cinemaster lovers. Hope you enjoy watching. Let's get started. Our film starts with Yelena sitting on a tower, saying she thought she was sad because of her sister's death, but realized she was much sadder than she thought. She stands up and throws herself off the tower, but at a certain point she opens a parachute she's wearing and lands in a specific area of the tower. The area is heavily guarded, but Yelena, being highly skilled in combat and equipped with advanced weapons, easily eliminates the guards and enters a secret lab. We learn she's been assigned a mission by someone named Valentina to eliminate something secret in the lab. However, she finds the secret door requires a fingerprint to access. She leaves the lab and calls Valentina, telling her she blew up the entire lab and completed her mission. Meanwhile, Valentina is in court, accused of running numerous medical labs where she conducts experiments on humans to create an invincible super soldier. It's revealed she employs rogue soldiers to carry out her missions and personal interests. They are attempting to remove her from her position as the head of U.S. intelligence. One of the attendees wants her prosecuted, as he's convinced she's planning something that could destroy the world. Valentina defends herself, claiming she hasn't conducted inhumane experiments on humans. Instead, she argues that her position in the government requires her to create a strong soldier to defend America from external threats, stating that if anything unnatural happens again, no one will be able to stop it after the Avengers team disbanded. The judge decides to postpone the case. After the session, Valentina orders her secretary, Mel, to get rid of all her secret files or anything that could incriminate her before the next session. We then transition to Yelena visiting her father, Red Guardian. From their conversation, it's clear they haven't seen each other in a year. She tells him she's considering resigning from working with Valentina because she doesn't feel comfortable. She initially agreed to work with Valentina, thinking it would fill the void of sadness inside her, but it didn't. She's still grieving and sees no reason to continue. Red Guardian advises her against resigning, sharing that when he stopped working with Valentina and she no longer assigned him missions, he felt purposeless and his life lost its excitement. While he speaks, Yelena looks at a picture of her and her siblings from their time in the Red Room agency. She then leaves and calls Valentina, expressing her desire to resign. Surprisingly, Valentina agrees, but on one condition: Yelena must complete one final mission. Yelena agrees, and the mission is to follow someone attempting to steal files from Valentina's secret vault, find out what they're after, and eliminate them. Valentina provides Yelena with her biological data to grant her full access to the vault without any issues. When Yelena arrives, she finds someone entering the vault. Following them inside, she discovers it's filled with Valentina's secrets and a file for a super soldier project named Sentry. The project aimed to create an extremely powerful soldier capable of turning anyone into darkness. However, the experiment was conducted on many individuals, all of whom died, leading to the project's failure. Suddenly, Yelena is attacked by a man wearing a suit similar to Captain America's. They engage in an intense fight, with both being highly skilled. Yelena initially believes he's the person trying to steal from the vault, as Valentina mentioned. During their fight, another soldier named Taskmaster appears and attacks John Walker, the man in the suit. Yelena is confused, as Valentina only mentioned one person trying to steal from the vault. John Walker manages to defeat Taskmaster, but another soldier named Ghost appears, joining the fight. Ghost is incredibly strong and has the ability to disappear. A chaotic battle ensues among all of them. Amid the chaos, a coffin on a table opens, revealing its contents. John Walker is about to finish Yelena off, but she uses a technique from her suit to stop him. Meanwhile, Ghost defeats John Walker but is suddenly attacked by Yelena. Ghost then reappears and shoots Yelena in the head. During the fight, all their weapons are pointed at each other. Suddenly, a sick man appears, vomiting. He tries to escape, but all the doors lock. They question him, and he reveals his name is Bob, but remembers nothing else. They then question each other about who sent them, and are shocked to discover they were all sent by Valentina with the same mission: to eliminate the person trying to steal from her vault. Yelena realizes Valentina's plan and explains it to the others. She reveals that this vault contains all of Valentina's secrets and that they, too, are her soldiers who carried out her secret missions. Valentina wants to eliminate all evidence of her secrets before her next court session, including them. Ghost attempts to escape using her invisibility power, but is hit with a massive sonic wave, confirming to the group that they've been trapped by Valentina, who intends to eliminate them along with all her other secrets. The scene shifts to Valentina at a party with influential figures. One of them suggests she might be forced to work with Valentina and offers his help if she ever wants to share any secrets. He gives her his card, and she accepts it before leaving. She then goes to Valentina and informs her that all her soldiers and secret files are in the vault as instructed. Valentina orders her to execute the final step of the plan, burning everything. A countdown begins, and the group in the vault realizes the rising heat is part of the plan to incinerate them and all the secrets inside. Ghost attempts to escape. With the intense search due to the powerful sound wave, they try to disrupt the wave, but just passes through the walls with her extraordinary strength and opens the door for them from the other side. They search for the energy source powering the sound wave to disable it. While searching, Zone Walker finds an open coffin, indicating someone had been lying there for a long time. At that moment, we see Elena calling them because she found the energy source. They come, open it, destroy it, and just tries to pass through, successfully doing so. With 20 seconds remaining, they reach the final seconds, but the door still hasn't opened. They all give up, accepting death. But in the last second, Just opens the door for them, and they escape before the power burns out entirely within seconds. The explosion's intensity throws them all to the ground, and Elena falls next to Bob, recalling a memory of her with her sister, witnessing her sister's death before her eyes. Strangely, she sees Bob in the memory too. When she snaps out of it, she finds her hand holding Bob's. At that moment, we see Mill telling Valentina that her secret soldiers managed to escape the room before it burned and are likely now working together to escape her secret warehouse and eliminate her. Mill shows her a video, expressing shock at how someone managed to infiltrate her secret vault. She tells Mill she will try to find out who it is and also instructs her to provide the secret warehouse coordinates to General Holt so he can lead the assault team and eliminate them all. We see someone disguised as her driver overhearing everything, realizing his daughter is in her secret warehouse and that she is trying to kill her. We then shift to Elena and the rest of the team, where John Walker, upset because he knows why everyone is there except for one person, Bob, angrily questions him about who he is and what he's doing there. Bob responds, saying he doesn't know, only remembering taking a blood test for a medical research project before waking up in this place. Elena suggests he might just be a regular civilian, but John Walker accuses him of lying, calling him mentally unstable and insignificant. This angers Bob, who retorts by calling Walker the worst version of Captain America. Walker then grabs him by the throat, surprised when he sees Bob's eyes glowing. Elena intervenes, separating them and calming them down. She pulls Bob aside to talk, discovering he is deeply sad like her. They both share a mutual understanding, and she tells him that they all need to unite to escape the place. Meanwhile, Walker manages to create an opening in the wall for them to escape. At this point, we see Mill at home, receiving a call from Valentina, who tells her she's helping her because she believes no one else can save the world except the super soldier she's trying to create. However, Mill accuses her of acting out of self-interest and potentially endangering the world. He tries to convince her to testify against Valentina, but sensing danger, she tells him she can't talk further and suggests hacking her phone to uncover the truth. Later, we see her with Valentina on a plane, heading to the secret warehouse to eliminate Elena and the rest. On the way, Mill informs Valentina that the person they saw on the cameras is named Bob, whose file was among those experimented on in the Sentry Super Soldier project. Valentina says it's impossible because everyone involved in the project is dead. She reveals that Bob was indeed dead, placed in a coffin, and stored in the secret warehouse to be burned along with the other villains. They are shocked to discover he's still alive, suggesting their project might have succeeded in creating a super soldier. Back with Elena and her team, after Walker finds them an exit, they enter, and the door closes behind them, trapping them in a massive tunnel with no visible end. None of them can figure out how to navigate it, not even Just, who tries to climb up but fails to see the destination. Walker tells them he'll handle it, launching himself upward with great force but crashing hard to the ground, concluding they are in a deep, seemingly endless space. Unsure of what to do, Bob suggests they all hold on to each other and climb together. They manage to reach a mid-tunnel opening but struggle to figure out how to secure themselves without risking everyone falling. As tensions rise with each proposing different solutions, Walker suddenly grabs Elena's staff, using it to hold on to the opening. Just clings to the staff, Elena holds onto her legs, and she deploys a net from her suit to secure Bob. Walker then pulls them up one by one, grabbing Bob's hand last. When he does, he sees a dark memory of himself neglecting his son while obsessing over Captain America, with his wife scolding him for his indifference. Snapping out of it, he is confused by what happened. We realize that when Bob touches someone, he triggers their dark memories. They open the door to leave the warehouse but find Valentina and her assault team, led by General Holt, waiting for them. Valentina orders them to capture Bob alive to prove the project's success. Elena and her team devise a plan to escape, intending to lure the soldiers into the warehouse, turn off the lights, and fight them in the dark while Just waits outside with a truck for their getaway. Just sneaks out, and Elena prepares a bomb to lure the soldiers. The explosion draws them in, and Walker gets ready to fight. Elena turns off the lights and Bob apologizes for not being strong like them, confessing he remembers being told during the medical research that the serum was for those who wanted to change their lives and become stronger. However, he feels unchanged and still the same. Elena assures him she believes he's a good person without needing the serum. As they talk, Walker begins battling the assault team and they join him, managing to defeat them. Before more soldiers arrive, they disguise themselves in the soldiers' uniforms and walk out, pretending to be injured soldiers. Valentina doesn't recognize them, and they step aside, finding Just waiting for them. Indeed, they are in the truck as agreed. Bob rides in the back while they sit in the front to leave, but they encounter security. The security guard asks him to hand over his identification card, but he tells him that he printed the medical team ID for the group and has lookalikes with him. He is supposed to head to the nearest medical place to save them. However, the security guard refuses and insists that he must provide proof of identity to leave. They realize they have no other option but to engage in combat with the group. Meanwhile, Bob, sitting in the back, overhears everything and decides to sacrifice himself. He gets out and starts shooting to draw the soldiers' attention away, which works as they all start firing at him with full force. Valentina orders them to cease fire immediately when she sees Bob, but it's too late as he has already been hit with numerous bullets. Elena and her group mourn his sacrifice for them, convinced he is dead. They leave the area, but then something supernatural occurs. Bob rises again, unaffected by the bullets. The soldiers are shocked, and Valentina is overjoyed that her project has succeeded, turning him into the super soldier. His eyes glow, and he begins to levitate uncontrollably, flying high above the ground. He faints and falls back to the ground with great force, causing the group's car to crash and break down. Valentina takes advantage of the situation, capturing Bob while unconscious. Elena and her group are forced to continue on foot after their car is destroyed. As they walk, Elena shows them papers she found in the secret warehouse, explaining that Valentina has succeeded in transforming Bob into the Sentry. Hours later, Valentina transports Bob via helicopter, instructing Mila to prepare a full medical team upon their arrival to further study Bob's powers. She inquires about Elena and the rest, and Mila assures her they haven't left the desert yet. Valentina orders a team to find and eliminate them as they are the last remaining witnesses to her secrets. Meanwhile, Elena and her group are still walking through the desert, exhausted from the journey. Suddenly, Elena hears a car approaching. They hide, only to discover that it's her father, Green Garden, wearing his supersuit. He tells her that after hearing Valentina's plans to kill her, he came to help. He takes them into his car to escape, but they are pursued by Valentina's forces, who open fire. John Walker shields them with his shield, while Green Garden makes a Molotov cocktail and throws it at their pursuers, but it's ineffective. They continue to be attacked. Ghost tries to fight back but is rendered powerless by a high-frequency sonic device designed to neutralize her abilities. John Walker retreats to the car and Elena steps out to fight, managing to destroy one of the enemy cars. Two vehicles remain, and they are unsure how to handle the situation. Suddenly, Bucky appears, destroying one car with a device he has and disabling the second by targeting a specific spot. He gets out, grabs a cable, and finishes off the last car. Elena and her group are thrilled, thinking Bucky has come to save them, but they are shocked when he plants a bomb in their car, flipping it over. He captures and ties them up, believing they are still working with Valentina. They try to convince him otherwise, explaining they are also trying to stop her, but he doesn't believe them. Meanwhile, Valentina learns all the details about Bob, including his psychological issues, and how to manipulate him into trusting her. She approaches him, claiming to be the creator of the medical project he applied for, which was designed to enhance humans and make them stronger. She tells him that he was the only one to survive the tests, making him a superhuman known as the Sentry. When he asks about Elena and the others, she lies, calling them criminals and villains who tried to exploit him. She focuses on his psychological state, gaining his trust. When she holds his hand to get closer to him, she experiences a dark memory from her childhood, witnessing her father's death at the hands of a mobster. When she snaps out of the memory, she realizes her project has succeeded completely, transforming Bob into the superhuman Sentry. However, he struggles to control his newfound powers. She begins training him, and though he initially fails, she teaches him how to harness his abilities. His eyes glow as he masters his strength, breaking a glass entirely. He is amazed by his powers. Mila, observing through cameras, grows concerned, realizing that someone with his psychological issues and such immense power could pose a threat to the world. She contacts Bucky, revealing their location and urging him to intervene, fearing something catastrophic is about to happen. Bucky finally believes Elena and the group, freeing them. They unite to stop Valentina and her plans. They drive to the building where she is located, fighting through the guards with their combined strength and easily overcoming them. They hear Valentina taunting them from above, inviting them to face her. They leave the guards and take the elevator to confront her. When they meet, she mocks and provokes them before introducing Bob, transformed into the Golden Guardian Sentry. She declares that no one can remove her from power as long as she has Sentry to protect her. She orders Bob to eliminate them. Elena tries to reason with him, claiming she knows he won't obey her commands. However, Valentina has complete control over him due to his psychological state. A fierce battle ensues, and they are shocked by Bob's terrifying strength now that he has mastered his abilities. No one at all could stand against him, and he also knew how to control bullets. After defeating them all, there was no solution but for them to surrender. They got into the elevator and left, but Valentina told him to finish them all off, even in the elevator. However, surprisingly, he didn't do it and didn't listen to her. They left and he told her that they weren't bothering him enough to finish them off, but she told him that he should follow her orders when she gives them. We then shift to Elena and the rest of the group after they came down and were still thinking about what to do. But Elena told them that they had already lost the battle and shouldn't think of anything because they wouldn't be able to defeat him. At that moment, they all felt disappointed and realized she was right. She left them and walked away, and each of them went their separate ways. But her father, Green Garden, followed her, talked to her, and told her that he was by her side and wouldn't leave her. However, she told him that if he really cared about her, he wouldn't have left her for a whole year without talking to her or asking about her. He reminded her that he was by her side and wouldn't leave her, but she repeated that if he really cared, he wouldn't have ignored her for a year. She reminded him that she had implanted a device in him that could knock him unconscious because she was the one who created the serum that made him so powerful. She had also created an antidote in a device to control him in case he turned against her. But he grabbed her and choked her before she could press the device, and it fell from her hand. He was about to kill her, but her assistant intervened, pressed the device, and saved her. He passed out, and they quickly took her away. We then see his face turning completely dark, and at that moment, everyone saw him after he woke up, flying in the sky. Valentina realized that the serum no longer had any effect on him. Someone from the forces shot at him, but with a single touch he turned them into a shadowy ghost and killed them. Helicopters came and attacked him, but he also turned them into darkness. Since no one was piloting the helicopters, they crashed into a tower, which then hit a building, causing debris to fall on people in the city. Green Garden saw people about to be crushed by the debris and saved them. He even saved a man and his wife, while the rest of the team saved others. A large rock was about to fall on a woman, but Jen Walker pushed it away and saved her. However, it was very heavy and about to crush her. Ghost and Green Garden helped until the entire team came together to remove it and stabilize it. At that moment, everyone watching cheered for them. A little girl was about to be crushed by a large rock, but Green Garden saved her. As he was talking to her, he suddenly realized she had turned into a shadow. Sentry was approaching the city, turning many people into shadows, causing everyone to flee the streets to avoid being in his way. He then emitted a large shadowy field, but Elena did something unexpected. She was the only one standing. Green Garden wanted to stop her, but the team held him back. She walked into the darkness, and after entering she woke up, recalling her worst memory. She wanted to stop and change that memory, but it fought back and trapped her. She freed herself and used all her strength to break through that barrier. She transitioned to another memory from her childhood in the Red Room Agency, where she trained with other girls in handling guns. She was the fastest among them. She searched her memories for Bob to talk to him. She entered a mirror and transitioned to another memory when she was alone, sad, drinking heavily, and attempting to end her life. She called out to Bob and found him in the mirror. She told him she wanted to talk to him, and he allowed her to enter his memory and speak with him. His memory showed him as a young man, witnessing his father beating his mother. When he tried to stop him, his father beat him too. He told her this was his best memory because all his other memories were much worse. At that moment, Elena understood why he was mentally ill and realized there were two sides to him, the kind Bob and Sentry. She told him not to let Sentry take control and to stay in charge without resisting. She tried to strengthen him, but strange things began to happen, as if his mind and memories were trying to prevent it. They were on the verge of dying, but the rest of the team entered the darkness to save her. They managed to silence the chaos but didn't know what to do next. Elena remembered Bob saying this was his best memory, so she suggested they keep transitioning through his memories until they reached the one where Bob first transformed into his dark side. They could then stop it. Meanwhile, in the real world, Sentry continued turning the entire city into darkness, making it disappear. The team moved through Bob's memories until they reached the one where he transformed. It was the memory of Bob visiting the lab, feeling hopeless and weak, seeking a way to change his life and become stronger. When he woke up, he had become a truly dark being. Elena wanted to stop him, but he managed to restrain her and the entire team. Bob tried to stop him, but his darker side told him that everyone was lying to him, didn't love him, and that he didn't matter to anyone. Elena told him he was lying, but Sentry silenced her and continued provoking Bob, telling him everyone hated him. Bob got angry and tried to fight him, but couldn't. The dark side kept beating him. In his rage, Bob fought back, but Elena and the team realized the dark side's plan was to provoke Bob into becoming angry and turning into a dark being like him. That's exactly what happened. Bob began transforming into darkness, and Elena tried to stop him, but he wouldn't listen. Green Garden helped her break free, and she approached Bob. Before he fully transformed, she hugged him and told him she was by his side and loved him. The entire team freed themselves, approached him, and told him they loved him and didn't want him to transform. They reminded him that he was Bob. They managed to save him before he fully transformed and eliminated his dark side. They returned to the real world, where the sun reappeared and the darkness vanished. The people who had turned into shadows returned to normal. It became clear that when Sentry turned people into shadows, he trapped them in their worst memories forever. As the team stood together, they noticed Valentina moving away. They followed her, but found themselves surrounded by reporters. It turned out she had led them there to be in front of the people and the press. She began to speak. All of this is working to build a team outside to protect the country from any harm. And you do this in front of the press to protect yourself so that none of them will take them down. Then we see Elena telling her that she will be the one to execute the orders from now on. After that, we see a scene at the end of the movie, and we understand that they have officially become a team instead of Iron Man's team. And they all become part of the assembly in their new headquarters. We see Green Guardian wearing his new suit, and suddenly they receive a new mission. They see a spaceship coming from space with the Fantastic Four team logo on it. And that's it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get more